What's going on, guys? Eugene here, and let's talk about F.I.S.T. Forged in Shadow Torch. Developed by TiGames and published by Bilibili, this game was actually a huge surprise to me. Set in a diesel-punked world inhabited by animals, or in this case, fur and citizens, at first I thought this game will be something like Biomutant, a great setting, a great atmosphere, but the characters will be too childish because animals in diesel-punked world seem a little bit redundant. But honestly, the great voiceover of the characters and just this deep dive into each character and their emotions and their bitterness that they have, everything comes together very perfectly. And I must admit that putting animals instead of humans in this kind of game is a challenge, and developers completed the challenge on perfect. You take control of Rayton, a rabbit and a former soldier who were utilizing a robotic suit to fight Iron Legion, a huge army that is invading every city and is just like an empire in Star Wars. But those days are over. I guess the robotic suit got destroyed, and the only thing that Rayton got left is a huge arm. And once his friend is kidnapped, he utilizes this arm to go and help him. At most part, the gameplay is fighting against the enemies, but so it does not become boring, almost every zone and every new area and every new mission introduces different enemies. They're, for example, utilizing shields, and then they're utilizing shields and shotguns, and then shields and throwing axes, or you have enemies that are like samurais or ninjas, and so with each zone you have more and more challenge. And so fights still becoming interesting. In between each fights you also have mini bosses as well as huge bosses that are actually sometimes really hard to defeat and become very frustrating. Now, to help you defeat these enemies, you have multiple items at your disposal. First of all, you don't have just hand, you also have a drill and an electric lasso that you can switch in between. For each weapon you have a talent tree that you can unlock additional skills and moves, making you incredibly agile and versatile in every battle, because you can switch between these main three weapons at the moment while you're fighting. And considering that, let's say, each weapon has 20 different moves, and you have also enemies with different abilities and different protection shields and different tactics to defeat, suddenly each fight is extremely fun and actually extremely challenging. And once I picked up the game, I played 8 hours straight. I was never bored. Now, of course, to upgrade and acquire new skills is not that easy. Every item that you need for your own progression is very well hidden in the secret passages or through different puzzles. Puzzles, by the way, are also present in the main story, so for you to actually progress further, you always need to think. And as each item for your additional skills or talent points is always hidden, every corner, every door, every ventilation shaft, you're always trying to find if there is something hidden on this map. And that is why in each zone you don't just run through the enemies, or you could, but then it would become boring. But let me tell you, you don't want to progress very fast or run just through missions. You want to explore everything, because the graphics and the setting and just the model of every area of every zone is just extremely beautiful. You sometimes just want to stand and see at everything, like when you're running across the ledges and you see car running below, or even if you're in the sewers and there is a flood going around from every pipe, or if you're in a prison and look in every cell watching what the characters behind those cells are doing, and you can actually interact with them. The map itself is extremely huge, and if you don't even want to progress through the story, you can spend a lot of time just exploring the map, because it's all well connected. You have a fast travels here, so every new zone that you unlock, you receive a teleporter, can go between each zones on the map. And this is actually incredibly well thought, because sometimes you're in the area and you meet a door or a barricade that you just cannot pass through. Once you progress a little bit through the story or find additional equipment, you realize that, wow, right now I have an item that I can use to unlock those doors back into the first zone. And so you actually teleport and you go to see what's behind that. And besides being a pleasant surprise, I must say that all this deep dive into characters and all this beautiful depiction of a diesel-punked world makes you actually want to wish for a huge universe. Because I would love to read some books from this universe, or read some comics from it, or play another game, or see a movie. And I think the potential is here, because like this Iron Legion fighting this small resistance, does it remind you of something? Yeah, exactly. That makes you realize that this game really has a huge potential for developing a great multiverse or universe. And considering this game only cost me $20 on a pre-sale, there was some kind of discount. Right now I think it costs around $30. This is a game definitely I would suggest you to pick up. Even if you're not a fan of 2D platformers like me, I've never been. I've never played too much of 2D platformers, but this game I really loved, and I'm continue playing it. After 8 hours straight, I'm continuing more and more because I want to see the ending, and even after ending, I'm eager to explore the whole city and actually unlock trophies for my PlayStation from this game. And by the way, unfortunately, this game is only now available for PlayStation, but it's gonna be ported into PC. When exactly is unknown yet, it's TBA, but definitely stay tuned for it. But as soon as the price drops, or maybe we as a PlayStation users, we get it with PlayStation Plus for free maybe some month, definitely suggest you to play it. For me, big surprise of this year. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope it gave you a little glimpse into what game is like, and well, I see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, stay safe out there, and as always, keep on playing, my friends.